Welcome to all of you. As I already told, my name is B.M. Shyam Singh. I am a retired railway officer after serving for 40 years. I settled down in Vaipuri, plot number 861 Defence Colony. My telephone number is 27115169. Now I will be talking about mysticism and connected practices. I have been in this field as an hobby for last a decade or so. During this, I have been able to come across with a lot of disciplines like Reiki, pranic healing, Vipassana, Osho, Silva method, and then mind control techniques, and many more. What I am going to tell and what I am going to share with you is my own personal experience, and is nothing towards a particular cult or particular this one. It's a general, in case if I am little critical about something, it should be taken in the correct stride. The fact that I would like to share with you doesn't necessarily mean that I have only experienced. Many of my friends, many of my students also experience it. First and foremost, I'd like to tell you about the concept of energy. Normally we try to measure or sort of grade the energies with the five perceptions what we have, or we may take the instrumentation, some software, communications. But there are certain energies which cannot be really measured. For instance, there is no scale to measure the love of mother to a child or the amount of jealousy what people have. But this energy, which is called a subtle energy, a divine energy, various people, various countries, various religions, various philosophies call by different names, like prana shakti, or Chinese yin and yang, positive, negative, positive thinking, vibrations. My humble submission is that whatever we call, there are two things, that this can be positive and can be negative. And this can be measured not by any instrumentation, by certain feelings, certain vibrations. And the more you practice, the more you will be able to sort of realize, recognize, and also do the gradation. For instance, this energy, what we talk of in the spiritual and psychic field, is that energy which is controlling the whole world. The flowers are a particular type, they bloom in a particular time, particular season. The sun rises, the moon waxes and wanes. And everything, in nature appears to be very symmetrical, very pre-programmed. So one has to visualize that there is something very, 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 very much there, but unseen. You can only feel the presence of these energies. The animals, they do feel. For instance, many places, before the earthquake, the animals feel the vibrations. They run helter-skelter and try to find out some safe place. Similarly, when a storm is coming, the birds, they come to know much earlier. Because these animals, they have the inborn instinct to feel the energies. Whereas in human beings, in the materialistic outlook, we try to forget our nature. So in this brief introduction, I would like to tell you what is this energy about. The simplest way of feeling the energy is have an open mind. You can spread your hands like this in a conical shape and close your eyes, relax your body and try to move the hands. The moment you try to move the hands, you will feel certain subtle energy in the middle of the palm. It can be practiced. It can be, sort of a creative visualization can be done that the middle of the palm is hollow. The moment you have this visualization and open mind, you start feeling the energy and some sort of vibrations. For different people it may be different. For some people it may be a rotary sort of rotational vibration. some people will feel the heat, some people will feel the coldness. Various perceptions are there. The more you practice, the more you get. It is when you do certain type of meditations, the power is enhanced. When you do certain types of exercises also, it can be enhanced. For instance, some of the meditations, they jump and throw their hands up and start shouting ho ho or something in a crowd. When you do this one, when you start jumping and you will get the energy here, you will feel that the energy is coming from the sky. It is amazing. It is not restricted to a particular cult or religion. Even if some people pray like this, the energy starts flowing. It is only the conception, the mind, how it works. So with this introduction of the energy from the sky, it is amazing. It is not restricted to a particular cult or religion. Even if some people pray like this, the energy starts flowing. It is only the conception, the mind, how it works. So with this introduction of the energies, I try to tell you that these energies, perceiving of these energies can be practiced. There are some shortcut methods, there are some long-term methods, there are some methods in which body, mind and spirit, all the three together they work, and some people practice a long drawn out so that they believe and the concept is followed. And some people say this is the only method, no other method is there. Well, that is also correct in the sense to make the people to concentrate on one particular method. One has to say that. But my experience is that every method, every discipline is true. It is nothing but true. Only thing, when you are not able to get the results, it is not the fault of the discipline, it is the fault of yours or the person who is trying to teach you the method. So you can always go back and ask him questions and maybe he will be able to set right. So in this, there is an aspect of creative visualization. Creative visualization is something which everybody practices, knowingly or unknowingly. Supposing you want to make a cup of tea, before you make the cup of tea, physically you already mentally made it. Because mentally you visualize that some sort of fire is there, stove is there, and some sort of igniting mastic is there, or a burner is there, and you have got a utensil, you have got tea powder, or tea leaf, or you have got milk, you have got water. Consciously, subconsciously, you try to do all that one and you get a cup of tea. Actually, before the cup of tea is made, it is already made, mentally you have made, and you make all arrangements so that the making of the tea is a success within a specified time, within a specific place, and with the quantity what is required. So some of the housewives, they do automatically and the taste comes. Supposing you do it not very often, you have to little strive to get the taste or the correct ingredients, etc., etc. So creative visualization also has got a lot to do with your meditation. Or for instance, in Hindus we have got number of gods and goddesses, and every god and goddess has got its own shape, size, and the time of worship and the method of worship. And it is numerous. It is difficult to conjecture which is better, which is not so better. See, every system if you follow A to Z, you get the results. So what you visualize, for instance, being little critical, what I say is that nobody has seen Durga, nobody has seen Rama, nobody has seen Krishna, but it's only visualization. Somebody has seen it, or may or may not have seen it. They have made out that concept that Lord Vishnu will have four hands, Shiva will be so and so. So you make a mental visualization and try to concentrate on that one, you get the vibrations. And to make it more fruitful, more energetic and more effective, what we do, we combine with some sort of chanting of mantras. Chanting of mantras or some hymns has the effect of vibrating your brain in such a manner that the vibrations of the Shiva or the God or goddess, they try to coincide and produce a reverberatory effect, or they may have the reverberance in your body, in your mind, in your brain. So you forget everything and you ultimately come to one particular pointed concentration, and that's how the concentration progress, how the meditation progress, and you forget all the worries and all other problems, all other issues, when you are worshipping a deity or chanting a mantra. In addition to this, creative realization, there are a lot of cassettes available. What we do is that in this cassette, or anybody can practice it, in this cassette or audio video aid, what we can do is make the person to go into subconscious mind. Going to subconscious mind, there are many methods. We call it hypnotism, we call it mesmerism, we call it self-hypnotism, we call by any name. The method is very simple. Why I advocate is a very simple method. Simple method is the sense that you have to sit properly in any posture. Many of these practices, they adopt a particular posture which is not very amenable to fat persons. It is not very convenient to many people. What I prescribe or I advocate, I practice, I make the other people practice, sit any posture. The only thing that the sole of the feet should be touching the mother earth and the palm of the hand should be towards the sky. You forget about religion, you forget about philosophy. You got your body, you have to relax it, you have to do some type of meditation, you get the results. Okay, if you are able to try to combine some other bhakti yoga, some other meditation, some other, fine. But only thing, when you do meditation, you have to go beyond your senses of perception. That is seeing, tasting, smelling, hearing. These are the common, and feeling. You have to go beyond these 5 senses of perception. Then the meditation will be complete. You'll be able to forget yourself. You'll be able to mingle with the nature, mingle with the energy what I have been telling. Then you get the ultimate, that is, you will have zero thoughts. You will be directly communing with the Almighty. You will be communicating with the divinity in whatever form you want. So the method is very simple. You take a posture which is convenient to you. You can sit on a chair, you can squat on the floor, you can sit on a stool, but the height should be such that the sole of the feet should be touching the mother earth. This is the basic thing, and you should be comfortable. Whatever posture you take, you have to continue for 12 or 15 minutes. Very simple. And you have to close your eyes, because closing the eyes, you go internal. All other worries, all other disturbances will not come to your mind. You close your eyes and try to relax. Take long, deep breathing. Deep breathing, there is a lot of lessons in pranayama. They are all rigorous. They are all time, take more time. Simple method is you do the deep breathing as you like. But the condition is that your eyes should be closed, your vertebra should be straight, and this should be touching, sole of the feet should be touching, and you take a convenient posture. Take long deep breath as far as possible. Slow, steady, long deep breath. To make it convenient, you have this visualization that you are sitting properly, your posture is correct, your vertebra is straight, your eyes are closed, your feet is touching mother earth. Your feet is touching mother earth, your palm of the hands is toward the sky, you are one with the nature. Have these thoughts, that's all. And take long deep breath. Automatically the breathing will be very rhythmic, very long, very shallow, but long drawn out. And to aid this one, you can use your tummy to see that it is bloating when you are inhaling and collapsing like a football bladder when you are exhaling. Simple. If you do this practice for 2-3 minutes, you will be relaxed. All your problems, all your issues, all your worries will vanish for that particular time. Then follow this one with a rhythmic breathing, natural rhythmic breathing. What I call natural rhythmic breathing is that you leave the body to do its function. There are so many organs in your body. Kidney is functioning, liver is functioning, spleen is functioning, lungs are functioning, and many parts of your body is functioning on it automatically. You do not know what is happening. Same thing, you leave your breath also to take place. Your body requires certain bioenergy. Your body requires certain amount of metabolism. Your body requires certain amount of oxygen. Let it decide. Your eyes are closed, you have done the deep breathing exercise, then slowly switch over to natural rhythmic breathing. You can continue natural rhythmic breathing 10 to 12 minutes. You will see that your whole body gets relaxed. All the pains, all the tribulations, and all the worries, they slowly vanish. Of course, you have to take care that outside your body should be calm. There should not be any disturbances. Mobile phone should be switched off. Nobody should disturb. Everybody should know that you are doing meditation so that there is no disturbance from outside. When you ensure these 2 steps, You continue for 5-10 minutes. You will feel the whole body is relaxed. You will feel the sensation of lightness. You will feel, you are becoming airborne, something like that. Those sensations will come. You do not force anything. Let it come on its own. This is the second step. First step is that with the eyes closed, you have to rotate your eyeballs upwards as if you are seeing the sky or the ceiling. Do not move your head or neck. Just try to rotate your eyeballs upwards as if you are seeing the sky or the ceiling. And with the eyeballs rotated in that position, you take 3 long, deep breaths. Why this is done is that very often when you ask a child or somebody about a thing which he or she is not remembering, automatically what they do, they close their eyes and rotate their eyeball upwards, and suddenly the memory comes. You also do, consciously or subconsciously. The moment you do not remember anything, you close your eyes and just rotate your eyeballs upwards, and suddenly it will come, the memory will come to you. You can practice it also. Without practicing also, many people do it, particularly children. When you know, where did you keep the key? So he says, no, I don't know. Then suddenly, you will close his eyes and rotate it. Oh, it is there at the fridge. People with psychologists, psychiatrists, people working with the neurosciences, they have developed this. It is known to our munis, seers, prophets, and they did not question. Now science is questioning why this happens. I believe there is some switch in the brain. When you rotate your eyeballs, that switch is put on, and that switch makes you to go from the conscious mind to subconscious mind and various levels of subconscious mind. This is the first step to go into meditation. So once you do this, you are at the higher level of subconscious mind, or maybe the gate is opening. The gate is opening for you to enter into subconscious mind. Entering the subconscious mind means you are drowning yourself. All your senses of perception are little bit quietened, and you want to go beyond the perception, normal perception. Normal perception, you call it sixth sense. You call it going to subconscious mind, whatever you call. Your body becomes very steady, and then to make the sensation deeper, what you do is start counting 100 to 1 backwards. It's a little difficult, but it is not impossible. You can do it slowly, and you are able to try to combine your sensation of breathing. That is, when you count 100, you take inhale, and exhalation you don't count. Again, when you are inhaling, you count 99. Like that, slowly you progress. That means simultaneously things are happening. Number one, you are feeling that you are part of the nature. Your sole of the feet is touching Mother Earth, and your palm is towards the sky, and your eyes are closed, your vertebra is straight, and your concentration is on only your breathing. So in this condition, when you do something creative, counting 100 to 1 is a not normal affair. We do not do it because we don't require it. But when you do something unusual, it is another step towards your subconscious mind. For instance, when you do a painting, you do not know what you are going to paint. Suddenly something comes in your mind, or what you are seeing 10 years back, 5 years back, it flashes and you start painting. Or similarly with the poetry, when you do a creative work, what happens is amazing. Same thing happens. Everybody can have to share my experience, and other people who have experiences, they can be consulted. And when you count 100 to 1 backwards slowly, many things are happening in your body. Everything is becoming concentrated towards counting, towards your breath, towards the feeling that you are the part of the nature. Your body is immobile and everything is quiet. And this is the stage when you come to one, or before coming to one itself, you are already floating. I am not exaggerating. Anybody can experience this if they try it first time, second time, third time. But when they come here and do this one, I can assure 99% will get this sensation. Now, so what? You will say, okay, I have gone into subconscious mind, so what? That is the beginning of meditation. Whatever you do at this stage is binding to you. That means your soul is talking to your own spirit, your own soul. No, these are the new words I am trying to introduce. but nothing is amazing. As I started to tell you about the energy. Now at this stage what is happening, you are coinciding with the energy outside. Outside energy is vibrating at a particular rhythm, particular frequency. Your also body is elevated to that frequency, and there is a coincidence, there is no difference between your body energy and surroundings. You become one. So in that oneness, your whole concentration can be directed to anything. So once you go to subconscious mind, you can listen to any music. The only condition that music should not set you on a thought pattern. It should be such a music which you are not heard at all. You don't have any opinion. You don't have any sort of expression out of it. You just hear. And what happened? That vibration also sets up series of harmonic vibrations in your mind. Then in that case, you can also go into Bhakti Yoga. You can have a known mantra. You can have a known rhythm. Then what happens? You go and immerse yourself. Many people say, when I do meditation, I am not able to concentrate. I am not able to do the justice. For doing justice, you follow this method. It has got nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with philosophy, nothing to do with spirituality. This is like any aerobics. If you do like this, you will get a result. Like that. It is a mental exercise. If you follow the procedure, it is amazing how it happens. Now, to make this very comfortable, more enhancement, I have got certain artifacts, which means it is not my original. I have tried to copy for many books, many sort of gurus I have consulted. Where you sit has to be energized. How you energize, there is a separate method. It requires a lot of sadhana, lot of trials, tribulations, and a purposeful meditation. I will show you some of them. You can come. I cannot explain, but I can make anybody feel that when you spread your hands like this, you will get vibrations. If you sit on this, any Xerox copy on this, it will make it support you. And support you like, the other seers, the prophets, and some of the gods, they use tiger skin, leopard skin, deer skin. This is in lieu of this one, we call it tiger skin in paper. If you sit on this one, your vibrations will coincide and you will be made to do the meditation more effectively. It is amazing. It is not that I claim that I had got it done. It is just came to my mind, just came during my meditation. I have tried with many people. When they sit on this one, they get vibrations. Even people who do not believe, who are against meditation, if they sit on this one, just close their eyes and concentrate on breathing, they'll get the vibrations. I am not exaggerating. Like this, there are many things, there are certain yantras. Now I'll tell you yantras. Yantras is a two-dimensional depiction of God or goddess. In Hindu philosophy, in Hindu type of course, all other people also follow. They form some symbols. This is a two-dimensional depiction of the god or the goddess. They have the similar power like a deity, which is three-dimensional. But two dimensions, some people have discovered that even the two dimension will have the same power provided it is energized in the proper sense. For instance, this is the Sri Yantra. There are a lot of things being told, a lot of commercial things have been told that if you do Sri Yantra, you will get this, you will do that, you will get a lot of fortune, this and that. Yeah, maybe, may not be. But what I visualize that Sri Yantra, any Sri Yantra, we got this one, and with reverence, with bhakti, with faith, if you start chanting, keeping your hand or keeping in front of you, start chanting Om Bhur Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat, you will start getting the energy. You can do this once you have gone into subconscious mind, then the power will be very effective. Like this, every god or goddess has got this yantras and they have got mantras. Yantra and mantra. Yantra is a depiction of god or goddess in two dimensions. Mantra is one to invoke. Supposing you call somebody, Arey Ramdhun, come here. You are calling that by name. Same thing is, yantra also can be invoked by name, by mantra. It may be a short mantra, it can be a long mantra. It's amazing, so much research has been done that, it is mean, I won't say that it is not necessary to go to temple or go to Purohits and Pandits. No, yes. You have to make your belief more constant, more coinciding with your daily requirements. It will not be possible to go to a Durga temple or Kali temple or Shiva temple every day. But if you have got this yantra which have been already energized or initiated, you can use it instead of going to the temple or any other particular place. Now, there are many yantras. For instance, you can show this. This is made by Shankaracharya. Symbols, in symbols, in the road symbols you have got. A boy carrying a bag crossing the road, there is a symbol. That means the motorist or the scooterist will know that there is a school. You have to be careful. Like this, lot of yantras are there for a particular purpose. For instance, you want to gain richness. You want to see that whatever you do is getting progressed. These are the yantras. Various triangles are there, various circles are there, various padma, like a kamal, like a lotus. These yantras are there. When you chant these yantras, when you see these yantras or mentally visualize this and chant those mantras, you will get the power. You get the power means I do not know how to explain to you. Your energy in the brain will have those wavelengths which will compel you to do those things. You will be able to concentrate on this one. The moment you are doing a wrong steps, you will get some indication. I will not claim, I will not say that you will get immediately. This comes slowly when you do the meditation. When you enter into the higher level of consciousness, higher level of subconsciousness, this is possible. They say, Ashtasiddhi Navnidhike Data. You ask anybody, somebody is praising Hanuman for the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I ask him, what is Ashtasiddhi Navnidhi? They are not able to answer. But for doing anything, you must know what it is. You must develop a faith, you must develop a belief, and do it. Do it. And when the time comes, it is amazing, it will come. Did you? Well, after doing meditation for some time, now I would like to introduce to some concept of chakras. Now, there are various parts in our body which have their own function, but these bodies have any epicenter. For instance, if you put your finger in your navel, close your eyes and start rotating, you can have the real experience. Or you can put some castor oil or some sort of oil and try to rotate your any finger and putting in the navel, you will get a sensation throughout your abdomen. Or you put a finger here, just in between the eyebrows, finger or a pencil or something, you try to put it here and close your eyes. And even if you remove the finger, you will get some sensation here. So this is the practice what we do in small schools and all. But it is amazing. There are certain points in our body which are very, very sensitive. So our people who have done a lot of meditation, they have discovered that there are certain points in your body, if those points are energized, the whole body gets energized, and there are connected parts also. There are connected parts, they get the benefit. Instead of doing the whole thing, it's like shooting arrows at random. But if you have got a targeted arrows, it will hit that point and the connected parts will get energized. So this concept has been, has been researched, a lot of research still going on. No, they have found out there are certain points in our body which make there are certain points, like one is at the end of the vertebra, and one is near the navel, one is near the heart, one is near the throat, one is near the eyebrows, and one is at the top of the head. These are the points which, if it is energized through meditation, they will affect the connected parts. Which are the parts? Slowly I will tell. Normally we visualize as 7 chakras. This is Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipur chakra, Anahat chakra, Vishuddha chakra, and Ajna chakra. Now, the Muladhara chakra, it is told that all our psychic energy, all our cosmic energy, all our spirituality starts at the end of the spine. Now, if you concentrate, if you are able to visualize that part and chant a mantra called Lam, you take inhale Lam, exhale Lam. and visualize red color. All you have to do when you go into subconscious mind. Of course, it takes little practice, but it can be done. Similarly, this is Swadhisthana chakra, which is known as sex chakra. That is about 3 inches to 4 inches below the navel. You have to chant Vam. Inhale Vam, exhale Vam. And then visualize a pink color or orange color. You just visualize. Then chant, keep on chanting this one. This particular part will get energized, and those organs connected will get the benefit. Similarly, Manipur chakra is above the navel, which deals with the complete abdomen. The mantra is what you call the Bija mantra is Ram. You have to visualize Ram and yellow color. Similarly, Anat chakra is heart chakra. You have to chant Yam and the color green. You have to visualize like that. This throat chakra is Hum, and this chakra you chant Om. Like that, and the top of the head there is no Bija mantra. You just have to visualize. And what happens after certain time, the whole energy starts flowing up and down, purifying your body, purifying all those organs, and energizing this one. One may ask, so what? So what means you are going internal, you are knowing your body, you are able to energize, and many diseases you can get rid of. Many diseases in the form of psychosomatic, nervousness, phobias, fears can be set right by practicing this. And there are a lot of research done on this chakra meditation. A lot of people have made different types of music, different types of methods, but basically it is visualizing that particular part of the body or particular point in your anatomy and try to visualize this sort of flow of energy. It's very simple, but it takes little time. I don't say that people will be able to get, but I am fortunate here. People who do it, within 6 to 7 days they get it, because the whole floor has been energized. The whole floor has been energized, this pillar has been energized, the roof has been energized. Energized means you can feel. There are a lot of pyramids, lot of spatic pyramids, spatic crystals, all have been embedded. Everything has been provided with the energy, suitable energy, so that anybody who is coming and doing the meditation will get very quick result. There are a number of applications of this one meditation. It is a body, mind and spirit. So if anybody wants to progress in this direction, they will be given necessary facilities and necessary time, necessary effort will be given to them. It is for the people to come and conjecture and visualize this. It is not very difficult. Only thing people will start, aisa bhi hota hai? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You experience it. If you are not experienced, I try to tell you. I try to critically examine where you are going wrong, or where I am going wrong, or where the system is going wrong. System will not go wrong. System has already been set there. Whether you call it Reiki, whether you call it pranic healing, whether you call it chakra, you call it bhakti yoga, you call it anything, everything is set already. We are so fortunate. In this century, we have got all this information. Everything is available. For instance, this Rudraksha. Rudra Aksha means it is the tears of God, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva wept, and the teardrops fell in some part of the earth, and from that the trees grow. And from the trees, this Rudraksha, there are different types. It's commercialized, and people buy it for lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, not knowing what to do with it. I have been fortunate that even the photograph has the power, provided you have the photograph and chant different mantras. For 14 mukhi, up to 14 mukhi I have got, you can chant different mantras and get the necessary power. And I am sure that even if this is enlarged and you wear it, you will have the same power or same effect, provided you have the belief and you regularly chant these mantras. Not very difficult. Mantras are like Om Hrim Namah, Om Namah, Om Hrim Namah, Om Kum Namah, like that. There are some bija mantras. The people during meditation, they have got this information, they have got this in the mind. Maybe the divinity has helped to chant this one, and they found that the vibration of that particular Rudraksha and the chanting of this vibration has got equal effect or a coinciding effect, and sort of when you do this one with the belief in the subconscious mind, it gives you the benefit. No, it is not only that one. I had done it myself. I can convince you, anybody coming, little bit open mind. I don't want bhakti yoga, I don't want Shiva bhakti man come to here. No, Anybody, it is, divinity is not divided. Divinity is for everybody, provided you have the necessary belief. What to do? The mother says to the son, he is your father. The child believes. Supposing he does not believe, what will happen? Supposing he says he is a stepfather, the whole thing is gone. But in Indian situations, such situation should not arise, does not arise. Similarly, when you have faith, when I tell you something, or anybody for that matter, anybody tells, any guru, any master tells, please experience it, please try it out. Before everybody has had the habit. Is it possible? Or he must be a fraud? Why he tells like this? Is it so simple? People have done penance, people have gone to the ashram, people have gone to the forest and did penance and they got it. No. We have got ready-made available now. Computers are available, software is available, hardware is available. Why not use it? Make our life more useful, more sublime. This is my only humble. Now, come to 3 dimensions. Earlier also I have mentioned, this is the Dvajastambha. This has got a lot of crystals inside. We can feel the power. You can come here. You can, the basic thing is that close your eyes and just wave your hands. Think that this is a pyramid and wave your hand. Concentrate on your breathing. Okay? Just close your eyes. Just relax your body. And loose your petti and tight your petti. Just relax your body and just concentrate on your breathing only. Like in that? Anybody, he does not know. Sorry. This experience, I say, there is God. I say, no, there is no God. I say, there is energy in this. If you try to do the meditation with your back on this one, supporting, you will get more energized and your meditation will be much quicker. And for instance, this can be recorded anywhere. You just chant. Its name is Vatsalya. You just chant with your meditative mode. You just chant, Vatsalya, kindly come over here. Language is immaterial. Vatsalya kada grande, Vatsalya kada grande, Vatsalya idarao. So you will feel the energy. After you feel the energy, you say, kindly pass on the healing energy to your body. It will go, if you have got a knee pain, it will go to the knee and start healing. It's amazing. This, I have put it in a website in America also, people are using it. Okay, very simple. Only thing, I had told you the method to go into subconscious mind and invoke Vatsalya. I have made a mantra also. It's a very simple mantra. Navagraha Dvajastambhaya Vidmahe. Navagraha Dvajastambhaya Vidmahe. Swayam Bhuva Adi Shakti Dhimahi Tanno Vatsalya Prachodaya. Ante, 3 saal anandi, your whole body will start a prakampana. You will be able to get the vibrations. I am not exaggerating, you can try. And if you are not getting, please ring me up 27115169. I will tell you the method, or I will find out something you have not done correctly, I will tell you. This is amazing. I am offering to anybody free of charge. Anybody can invoke this. There are, I will not say the money, there are about few thousand rupees of crystals inside this one. This name is Vatsalya. It's amazing, what meditation can do. If somebody says meditation is nothing, is only, self-realization, all this and that. No, you produce results. What is the use of building ashram? What is the use of charging 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees in a commercial aspect? If you are not able to produce results free of charge to anybody, then what is the use of meditation? There are so many people who have come, so many prophets have come, so many seers have come. They have never charged anything. Why should you charge? Just because you can do some mantras and do some homams, you charge? I don't say, it has to be commercially viable. You have to live. You charge something, not 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees in a 5-star hotel. And people are like mad people, they are going. And they practice for a few days, they don't get the result. I may be very critical. Yes, I had done number of, up to now 28 types of meditations I had done. I spent the money to find out what is the truth. Truth is inside you, not outside. You have to find out your own truth. No, last 5 minutes I'll tell you. From the Aztec Indians from Mexico. You see, this, pyramid itself is a very big subject. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in divinity, whether you do meditation or not, it doesn't matter. This is a truncated pyramid. To improve the vastu of your house, burn this one every day and keep it in the middle of the house, called Brahmasthana. You can find out by diagonals, and you just look at it. You don't have to do anything. Look at it, and until the karpur is burning, you look at it and chant your own father's and mother's name. With the half closed eyes, you can see it and chant your mother's name and father's name. Inhale mother's name, exhale father's name. You do for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it is. At the Brahmasthana, your vastu will improve. Now, certain things I have developed. There are certain yantras. The amazing thing is, supposing this item is not energized, this is ordinary matchbox, but I just keep it here. And chant some mantra. I am not a magician. I am not a mantra tantra shastra. I am a scientific man. I had done 40 years of mechanical engineering, and then I was doing this one as a hobby. So I got nothing to gain and nothing to commercialize. So what I had done by trial and error, I found out that if this item touches this one, this gets energized. You can feel the energy. It's an ordinary matchbox. You can feel the energy. You feeling the energy, you can keep it like this. Just wave your hand, you will get the energy. ఈ చేతిలో పెట్టండి మెత్తగా ఇది మెత్తగా మెల్లగా కనుమూయండి మెత్తగా చేయండి ఎక్కువ మెల్లిగా లాగుతా ఉందా ఎనర్జీ ఇది ఆర్డినరీ మ్యాచ్ బాక్స్ దిస్ కెన్ దట్ మీన్స్ ఇది దేవుడి సమానం ఇట్ ఈస్ లిటిల్ క్రిటికల్ ఏం చెప్తున్నాడు నో లైక్ దిస్ ఈవెన్ దిస్ క్లాక్స్ ఆల్సో క్యాన్ బి ఎనర్జైజ్డ్. This is different energy, this is different energy. You just fold this one like this. You don't have to do, just close your eyes, you will go on meditation. And you can say this vibration is different, this vibration is different, though they are winding clocks. So అలాగే స్ఫటిక్ మాలలో చాలా పవర్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ సన్యాసి వాళ్ళు ఉంటారే చాలా హార్ వేసుకుంటారు కదా, వాళ్ళు వేసుకుంటే ఉత్తి చూపించడానికి కాదు, దీని ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉంది. అందుకే వాళ్ళు వేస్తారు, లేకపోతే ఎందుకు వేస్తారు? వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడూ వాళ్ళు నిరంతర ధ్యానంలో ఉంటారు. భోజనం దొరకని, నీళ్లు దొరకని వాళ్ళకి ఏం పర్వాలేదు. ఇట్స్ అమేజింగ్, దిస్ సైకిక్ థింగ్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ డైరెక్ట్ రిజల్ట్, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్లోలీ నో, దెన్ ఓన్లీ పుట్ ఇట్ ఆన్. జస్ట్ చూపించడానికి, జస్ట్ టు షో, ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ బి. సో there are lot of pyramids are there. One minute. There are a lot of pyramids, different types of pyramids are there. Even a happy birthday cap also can be energized. And this, you put it on the head and do meditation, it produces results. Okay, Chalan. Thank you very much for patient hearing. There are many items. If you come down here, I can show you. Only thing, you have to come early morning, and if you come before taking breakfast, it will be more effective. And our body and mind will listen to the language of meditation. Thank you very much for the patient hearing. And I have taken the task of spreading meditation, not commercialization. I want to spread meditation for the benefit of one and all. And I will be very fortunate if people do practice this much.